So we're back out today. We had a really late start due to the fact that we had a really late start because it turns out the outfitter store that had our packages didn't open until 10 a.m. So we just hung out in our room till time to go.
Ran into everyone we know, having a blast of a day, partying it up, 10 a.m., you know, hiker trash way.
And now we got a 7-mile climb out of here. And then after that, we're gonna do about another 5 miles to Thru-Hike Gap. Or we might even go further, another 4, and do Jacob's Ladder and get it out of the way for tomorrow. So we'll get back to you guys later with an update of all of us dying, trying to go uphill after eating and enjoying breakfast this morning. So we'll see y'all later. So we're about 4 miles into our uphill day of 7 miles. And we've been going through blowdowns. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to record you guys struggling.
That's North Carolina for you. Like every time we come through North Carolina, that's it. Right there.
That's it. Blowdowns and roots. You heard it from the mileage man himself. We'll get back to you guys in a bit. So, we pushed up from Sassafras Gap this morning. We got in pretty late last night. Nemo and Iron Will both couldn't push past the 7-mile climb, so they wanted to stop. But finishing off the morning, and here's our view. We'll get back to you guys out at Thru-Hike Gap in a bit, and then probably back again at Jacob's Ladder. And we're gonna try and push for Fontana Dam, which is about 21 miles today. So it'll be Nemo's biggest day yet. So we're back out here today. It's another beautiful day. We've reached Fontana. We got Dad with us. Nemo's killing it. Will's getting water. Wonderful view this morning.
I love how they have the instructions on how to
We're over here by the Fontana Hilton. It's the nicest shelter on the AT. It's got water faucet, a place to charge your phone, garbage cans, picnic tables, fire ring. Shelter itself is humongous. And then we're gonna go down here. We're gonna meet up with Fresh Grounds and eat some breakfast, hopefully. And then we'll get back to you guys whenever we get up to our first fire tower of the day. We got about a 4-mile climb up, so that's gonna be fun. So here we are. Once again, one more AT sign down. Going across Fontana. We're gonna go right up to that point right there. So we got about a 4-mile climb today. We're just gonna take out the whole road here. Ain't a lot of traffic coming through. The lake's a little low today. Over here on this side is a lot more interesting because it's where they generate everything. Dad's kind of doing an experiment. He's doing without a hip belt. We're gonna see how far he goes before he falls over crying. He's pulling one of those hiker guys. If you ain't carrying 50 pounds, you're not hiking. You got a hip belt, you're not a real hiker. He's hardcore. Fontana Dam.
Not bad.
And as the day begins, we make it to another set of mountains. We leave the Nantahalas and we enter the Smokies. How does it feel, Nemo?
Pretty short.
Here we are. Me and Dad filled out our permits, dropped them off. So we got to drop off a little slip whenever we enter the Smokies. And then whenever we exit, we got to drop off a slip there saying that we left it in their regulated days. So we'll get back to you guys here in a bit up at the fire tower. Here we are, back on the trail again. Just point forward before the fire tower. Scoot on out there.
Huh? Go this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Walking across the cliffs.
I keep sliding. Look at that, there's no water source.
There's only one water source that we just stopped at a little while back. It's 6.3 to the next one.
It's
So.
a hot, dry day.
Oh yeah. Today is one of the most biggest elevation gains we've done in a minute since we left the NOC. Dad's been doing good. We've been moving a little slow, waiting on him. We had a late start. We ate breakfast with fresh grounds, so anytime we have a late start, we walk till right before dark usually. We'll get back once we get up here to this fire tower, and then we'll probably book it on over to the Molly's Ridge Shelter. I think it's about 13 miles for the day. We're gonna stop there and take it easy today, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll do about 15, 16 miles. So we'll get back to you guys here in a bit. So we've made it to the summit. Right here's an old fireplace and foundation outline for an old cabin that used to be here for the Rangers. Here's the fire tower. Nemo rocking it today. We're gonna climb on up and see if we can't get a good view. So here we are. Right up here is the top of the fire tower. It's kind of old rickety, so I don't really want to pop up inside it. We're about 8 miles from where we're gonna stay tonight. Right along that ridge there, and we're gonna pop up right over there on top of that one. It's gonna be a fun day. If you look back down this way, that right there is the dam we walked across earlier today. Right over in there, we met with fresh grounds and ate breakfast. It's just kind of surreal up here, just how vast the Smokies really are. Well, that's the view of the day, really. There ain't much more. We'll have easy strolls, probably some good conversations, and we'll get back to you guys when we get down off of this thing. I'm gonna hurry up and reach Nemo. She didn't want to come up to the top, which I don't blame her. It's kind of rustic looking. So we're back out again this morning. We're going from Molly's Ridge to Derrick's Knob. It's gonna be a 12-mile day for us and a 13.2-mile day for Dad and Will. They stay 13.8 mile day. They stayed a few miles back below us last night at the water resource while we headed up to the shelter and slept. We met a guy who sleeps with mouse traps all around him, so that was interesting to hear go off throughout the night. So sadly we ain't got no good views today really, just some good uphills, so we'll get back to you guys whenever we get up to Rocky Ridge. So we're back out here again today, and right down that way, through the trees right there, if you look closely, those pastures down there, that is Cade's Cove. And we go up to Cades Cove quite often, actually. From our house, it's about 2.5 hours. We take pictures there, just go hang out. Hitting Gatlinburg's kind of like a fun little day trip for us. We grew up, we used to come up here for Christmas all the time. It was always fun to see everything lit up with Christmas lights. But anyway, we're doing a pretty big climb up to Thunderhead and Rocky Top Mountain. Then once we get up with it, we'll be 4 miles from the shelter. Be already done with pretty much the worst part of the day. So I gotta get back to climbing up. My feet are sore. Today's really windy, so it's not as hot as yesterday, but the temperature somehow is higher. So we'll get back to you guys at Spencer Field Shelter or up at Rocky Top. We've made it up to the Eagle Balds, and it's windy as all get out. There's our next 2 climbs right over there on that next bald over there. So we're gonna sit down. We're gonna take us a little break, enjoy the wind, and then after we get done, we'll be back to walking and getting back to you guys. Nemo's already enjoying it. We have about like 5 miles to go, something like that, so we're just gonna relax for a bit. So we made it up to the summit that bald us pointed out earlier, and if you look right there, that's Cades Cove in that area. And then right over there, that bald spot out there, that's where we came from. And we made it all the way up here earlier. So we got one more summit to do today, and then we just walk over to the shelter. About 4 miles. So the wind is ferocious. It's about knocked Nemo over like twice. She's cursing the wind again, as usual. So
The wind is strong.
she screamed the wind is strong. And she is light. So it's not a very good combination. So we'll get back to you guys here in a bit. We're on our way down our second summit, and it was windy and crowded. There wasn't nowhere to see, so we just went ahead and head off down. But this is the terrain. We just gotta keep going these rock slabs all the way down. The last time I came through here on this section, it had just it rained and snowed, and it wasn't terrible yet, but it started freezing. So through a good part of this downhill for about 40 minutes, I had to use my little ice spikes that I carry with me, micro spikes. They weigh about 1 pound, and this time it's not even a single bit cool. We're sweating like crazy, and I didn't even bring them with me, so I hope it stays the same. But that was the way we could shed off 1 pound of weight going through here with this much food, so that way we ain't got to carry all that. Because the lighter our load, the better it is for a section like this, because you're not going to get just a wonderful walk every day. Sometimes it'll be just straight up and tricky terrain, so you don't want that extra weight to stress you out. But anyway, we'll be down at the bottom soon enough, and then once we hit the bottom, we should only have about 3 miles to the shelter. We'll get back to you guys then. So we're back out on trail again. We got to the shelter last night, reasonable time. It was packed out, so we just took what time we needed to eat, throw out our sleeping pads, and claim a spot. Tonight, everybody's racing to the next shelter. So we're thinking that we're gonna do extra miles and push on to Newfound Gap Road. We're gonna go crash in the bathroom. So that way we have a heated place to stay, phone service, and somewhere to charge batteries. So we're thinking that's the lesser of 2 evils tonight. 4 miles for an easier day in the dry. Because everybody's racing to this next shelter, and they're all going to try and cram inside of it, and we didn't get an early enough start because we waited for Dad and Mom. So it looks like we're just going to have to do a little extra mileage today, so we guarantee ourselves somewhere dry to sleep. But today is a good day because we summit Clingmans Dome, and we caught just a glimpse of it, but not really enough to show on camera. And it just looks epic, like the Lonely Mountain. And it's just the tip of it sitting in the clouds. So we're excited for it today. We'll get back to you guys here in a bit. So here we are on top of Bald, and straight across that way is the beast, Clingmans Dome. Now, Clingmans Dome is a big deal to us because it is the highest elevation that we will reach on the Appalachian Trail. It's over 65 or 6,200, and that's a pretty high up elevation gain. The main thing is it's on Newfound Gap and Clingmans Dome Road, which gets shut down relatively often. So it's usually pretty hard to get off of there. So we're gonna try and get up and over it today, and we'll get some pictures while we're up there for y'all. But we're gonna try and do about 17.7 miles, and then that'll be a pretty long day. So we'll get back to you guys later. Here we are, back again, climbing up Clingmans Dome in a different biome finally. Got pine trees, and it smells like Christmas, in the words of Nemo. This area is known as the Virgin Forest. It gets very little sunlight, which allows hike the moss, good humidity levels, and different kinds of firs to grow. It's just a beautiful day. We'll get back to you guys here in a bit. Just some more beautiful enchanted woods right here.
It smells like the aquarium again.
We probably have about a mile to go till we get out of this. And it won't be done with the pine trees or the moss really. It just kind of changes because of the wind and the humidity effect. You don't get as much moss covering everything. The timbers aren't as dead, they're actually pretty alive. Bunch of fallen timber, but so much young stuff coming up from underneath. It's just lovely. Sing your song.
What song?
The stick song.
Found a stick on the ground and now I'm gonna use it. All the power that I found and totally abuse it. Gonna find a stick today.
Hey!
Smells
And
like
that's this
Christmas.
Oria, how she's committing a felony while carrying a stick through the woods.
Woo!
Probably.
Breaking laws.
Alright. I just enjoy this just a little bit more with us, because it really is beautiful. We'll be up top here in about 20-30 minutes. Not too long. So here we are, right before the summit. It's right there. We're about, maybe like 0.9, something like that from the top. Yeah, it's gonna be straight up, so we're hoping to get up there. Mom is up there. She's waiting at Newfound Gap with cheeseburgers. So now we're bolting for it. Dad's gonna get off tonight. He's been having a little trouble keeping up, and some bad weather's coming through, so he's gonna hop off and let us blow through the rest of the Smokies. So we'll get back to you guys up at the top. We're gonna take some pictures just like we had made before we start through hiking and just compare them. So we'll get back to you guys later. So we made it up to the top.
Woo!
It was one heck of a climb. We got gorgeous views. Look out this way, right there. That is Dollywood, and out to the left of it is supposed to be Pigeon Forge. So that's a fun fact. We're gonna walk down this way, out behind that hump, and then up and over that one, and then that'll be Newfound Gap, which is where we will get off. If you go this way to the right, that'll be Cherokee, North Carolina, and over in that area. But if you look out this way, you can just see the sunshine, just the rays of it, falling onto the horizon.
And I promise you guys that this view is so much better in person. Even as a day trip. It's gorgeous.
And we came from right off in there. So it's been one fun day. We've recreated some pictures we'll throw up in the picture. We'll get back to you guys whenever we get down off this. There ain't no more fun views or anything like that on the way down, so I think we'll just get down there, get some burgers in us, and we'll probably crash at Newfound Gap and get back to you guys then. So me and Nemo are walking, and I've been telling some fellow through hikers recently. They keep asking me for a lot of information about this area, and I tell them the climb down from Clingmans Dome is honestly one of the worst places to be right before rain or cold weather, because you can see here it hasn't rained in days, but we got all this water. Now the dangerous thing about it is though is this water
I'm being put back in my natural habitat.
yes, that is that most of the time this little crook right in here between Mount Collins and Clingmans Dome only gets 2 hours of direct sunlight a day, and that's during the springtime. During wintertime it only gets about 1 hour. So the whole problem with that system is all this water freezes every night, and then you either come down to enough water and ice to use your micro spikes, or you come down, it's melted and it's nothing at all but a really, really cold place. Like just standing here right now, my hands are honestly getting cold and my nose is running just because of how cool it keeps it down here.
But it's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad at all. It's just one downhill, 1 foot in front of the other, and it's just another beautiful mossy ending. So I think that's probably gonna be the end of the day, except for maybe one more clip whenever we get to the shower house. We'll see. We made it down Newfound Gap right at dark 30, also known as doormat 30. We came strolling up, gave Mom a scare, and got Sonic. I'm waiting on Dad and Will to get down now, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do. We'll get back to you guys later. We're back out here this morning. Last night, everyone got to the car super late. Mom and Dad took us down to Gatlinburg, got us a room. Then we slept in, ate some pancakes. We're back out on trail at like 8:30ish. It's been 30 minutes, 8:15. It's been roughly 45 minutes. We're making good progress today. We're trying to get Charlie's bunion before lunch, so that'll be almost halfway done with our day. We're probably gonna stop at Peck's Corner, make it an easy day since it's supposed to storm, and then we'll get back to you guys whenever we get up to Peck's Corner or Charlie's bunion. But here today is just a very steep uphill and a mossy forest again. Very pretty. So we just got off of Charlie's bunion. We're doing a little cliff walk down, and we got some pictures made. There's a lot of people, so it's just kind of a line to get up there, get your... Okay.
You're good. You're good. Got it.
We're back again after that little spill out. Figure I'll put that in the video just for laughs. But yeah, no, that's what we've been dealing with all day.
Falling yesterday.
Nope, we've had some spills the past couple of days. These wet rocks.
Yesterday was pretty interesting.
We got about 7 miles to the shelter. We're gonna try and get there before it rains. Take an easy day, and then tomorrow we're gonna do some extra miles to close the gap between us and our zero. So I'll post the pictures of Charlie's bunion after this into the video, and you guys can enjoy that. And then hopefully by the time this is uploaded, we're sitting in Maggie Valley in a hot tub. So we'll see you guys then. So last night was a thunderstorm mess. We got to the shelter, got soaked on the way. Temperature dropped pretty rough, so we got really cold. We got everything on the decks drying out, but we're trying to do 16 today, or less or more. We're not too set on any of it. Tomorrow we're going to Asheville and Maggie Valley for our big zero, so we're excited about that, to see our family again. And Will's a little ways behind us, but I'm sure he'll catch up. Probably won't record that much today just because we're trying to get a move on, and really ain't too many good things to see here today, so we'll get back to you guys later. So we're up here on a cliff right now, and here's our view. Just an ocean of clouds, but if you look back this way, we came across that ridge right in there. Just that ridge all the way across, and then down into that gap where we stayed last night, and then up this one, and here we are. And we're just taking a second to admire this. We've had a late start this morning. We think we're gonna push for town no matter what. It's just a beautiful thing. We'll get back to you guys here in a bit. So here we are again, cruising up one of our worst climbs of the day. The only one left that's a real killer is the, I think it's the fire tower climb.
Yep.
But I think we're gonna reach Davenport shelter or maybe the Pigeon Bridge tonight, depending on how we feel. But we're definitely making it out of the Smokies. We're done with it. So, in the words of Nemo, she's finished with it. She's ready to move on. It's like a bad relationship, just can't get it right. So we'll talk to you guys in a bit. Just a good little taste of what we've been walking through today. Except it's flat and not just straight up murder, so it's beautiful. Here we are, back at it again this morning, leaving Cosby Knob. It's wonderful, green, wet. Yeah, last night I woke up around 4:30, 5 o'clock because I was freezing cold. I mean, I was shaking. And I realized I'm soaking wet and the roof was leaking on me all night. So my down bag got soaked. And the only reason we stayed there is we were booking it for the fire tower. And then we looked at the weather and it's only supposed to be just like a low chance of sprinkles and fog this morning. And we're like, okay, so we'll stay at Cosby Knob for the night because it was right beside us and it was starting to rain. And then we'll get up in the morning and walk 9 miles to the road. No biggie. Well, I get soaked. Then we wake up. Then we eat breakfast and we wait for it to stop raining. So here we are at 8 o'clock walking down the trail in the green inferno of the mountains. It is absolutely pretty and gorgeous, but it is just heck to wake up in the middle of the night to find myself soaked. Yeah, and rats were running everywhere. I sent one flying, woke up Will and Nemo. They thought it was funny. He came running across my pillow, and I just so happened I was awake. And as soon as I heard those little scratches hit it, I like flipped my pillow back behind my head, and I heard it squeaking after he hit the ground over at the other side of the shelter. So, flying rats and soaked sleeping bags at Cosby Knob. That's the story of this chapter. Well, we'll get back to you guys here in a bit. They're going to go downhill and then we're going to climb uphill for 2 miles.
We're going to go 6 miles downhill to Maggie Valley and be out of the Smokies.
Yeah, we'll finally be out of the Smokies. Even though it's gorgeous, you can hear a bird talking. But, I know, just really enjoying this weather today. I love rainy days. I know that's bad, but it's just absolutely wonderful to be on a rainy day occasionally. I like rainy days, not stormy days. Today's like day where it's foggy and it's just kind of dripping everywhere. This is nice. Little Hawaiian shirt, no rain jacket on, because I sweat in my rain jacket, so I don't like to wear it. Nemo releasing her gloves, so this allows her to do that. Without actually getting soaked, so that's nice. But we're gonna go, because I can't talk and go downhill real well, as y'all saw in that last video a little while back. That was a good slip and spill. But we'll get back to you guys later. So here we are. We are going downhill from Mount Camrier. Nemo's having fun playing in the river that we're walking down. We're trying to get down here to Mom and Dad. They're about 2 hours out, roughly. They had trouble with the interstate, so we'll be seeing them pretty much right as we get down to the road. So me and Neo are just walking here, and I remembered something about this. It's just a cool little spot because it's just a man-made wall. I mean, just think about it, like the rocks up here, but how do you get the concrete? Or even better, where do all these rocks come from? Because I mean, that's just a lot of rock. Like, it goes down a good like 6-7 feet. It just goes all the way around this little bank here. It's just interesting, just an interesting little thing I figured you guys would like to see.
First little wall that we've seen on the actual AT.
Yep.
Nothing else is man-made other than.
Well, yeah, there was some in Georgia, but nothing like that. That's just really pretty.
Those bridges, that's it.
Yeah, this is just like up in the middle of nowhere on the AT. I mean, it still goes on right here. Still do it all the way up. You can tell where they put in each rock. It's really cool. All right, we're gonna keep going downhill. Here we are at the drop box at the end of the Smokies. This kind of marks the end of our first chapter, really. The Smokies does.
Good
We'll
riddance.
be adding a new version of gut hook maps to our phone and just chilling out for the next 2 days. I think Will wants to zero over in Standing Bear for a day, so we're gonna stop by and we're going to see them, and then after that we'll be back on trail and post the new videos.